What's going on? It's Coach Williams, and I'm back for another breakdown. So today we're going to talk Jalyn Armour-Davis out of Alabama, all right? So in my opinion, this dude is the safest cornerback prospect in the entire draft. Now, I don't know if he's going to end up being a superstar. I'm not a big fan of this whole ceiling floor kind of thing or whatever. I feel like that's a way for people to, hedge their bets on players. But to me, this guy looks like a starting NFL cornerback. Definitely think that's going to end up being his career arc. So without any further ado, no more talking. Let's get right into it. All right. So he's playing against Ole Miss in this game. All right. And one thing that we're going to see about him here that I really like, we get this bunch set, this 3x1 here. So I don't think he's great on the stock block. So we'll see that later on. But in terms of open field tackling, he's really good. So we'll see on this play, it's a little quick screen. He gets downhill, gets into this guy's body. This is perfect form tackling, right? Head to the side, nice and low, forceful, driving this guy back. It's really good right there on the edge, on the perimeter. We're going to see a lot of screens and quick game and stuff as corners, and this guy can definitely make some plays. Nice, good tackle right there, all right? So on this next play here, we're going to get an opportunity to see his press technique. And his press technique is really, really good, right? Very sound. So we'll see his eyes. Look at his eyes. They're down. They're on the hip, right? His eyes aren't up looking in this guy's eyes. Then we got the feet. Look at that feet, right? Feet are alive, moving. And then we get the hands. He's on top of the route. Runs 4.39 at the combine. This guy can hang with just about anybody, all right? So again, we'll see another press rep, right? Eyes down. And notice how he doesn't immediately open the gate, right? So he gets a hard in-breaking route, right? Hips and shoulders are still square. Receiver starts to commit. Now I'm going to get my hands on and open my hips. That's a really good job. And he's all over it, ends the rep on top of the route. It's a good, good job, all right? So now on this next play, all right? One thing, so we always go positive and negative, all right? I don't really love him in off coverage. So you see how he rounds this step here? He rounds the step, right? We want to get downhill, right? We want to get downhill, get in front of this thing, maybe cut it off and get in position to make a tackle. But either way, it's good enough that he makes a tackle in this situation and there's no extra yards gained, no yak on that play. So not great. Again, this is why I say he's safe. He's not a superstar, but he's got some qualities to him. All right. So now we got him up here at the top of the screen. Again, look at this press technique. This is textbook, man. Look at these feet, hands on top of him, right? And then on this play here, I know we're talking Jalyn Armour-Davis, but this is why, to me, Matt Corral is the best quarterback in the draft. You can get mad in the comments, say what you want, but look at this throw. Right, he's got this guy squeezed to the sideline, chest to chest. There is no breathing room. Corral throws it where only his guy can get it. He catches that ball, man. Like, that's a good rep from Davis, but that is just a perfect throw. Perfect throw. So we'll see it from the tight. Corral just fits that thing into the tightest of tight windows. But that's good. That's good from Jalyn Armour-Davis right there. Right? Sometimes it's going to be a perfect throw and catch. All right, so now we got him down here at the bottom of the screen, and I show you this one because I want to show you his change of direction, right? So we talked about Roger McCreary and how the little stick routes, little hitches and stuff like that, comebacks, those are something that he has trouble with. Not Jalyn Armour-Davis. Look at this. Second the receiver stops, he stops, mirrors the route perfectly. That is really good change of direction. Even though he didn't run the short shuttle and the 5-10-5 and all that stuff and the three-cone, I would not be surprised if he has some of the best numbers there, all right? So now we got him again at the bottom of the screen. And so I show you this rep because, again, this is technique here, okay? So he's spot dropping, okay? Receiver gets into his blind spot. And too often, guys just end up staring at the quarterback and keep running back, right? Remember during the season when we were talking about Joanne Williams and how he did that and lost the guy? Well, he gets his head around, speed turns, and finds the receiver. Again, ends the rep on top of the receiver. That is what we want to see. That is good technique, right? So we're seeing all this stuff. He's very technically sound, man. All right, so now this is a play where we're going to go into a little bit of detail and we're going to talk scheme, all right? So Remember when we were talking about Marcus Jones and we were talking about that rep and that they were in cover 7 bracket? I think they're in cover 7 bracket on this play too. Okay. And so I think that they're playing stacks to this, right? Even though the two receivers are not stacked on top of each other, anyone that's played in a defense in college knows, or the NFL, from week to week, you get different checks and stuff like that. So it's not always going to be that we're going to make our calls to things the way that we normally would. I think for some reason, when they got this, even though they're not stacked on top of each other, they want to call stacks. So we know the corner is going to have the first guy to the outside. This linebacker type is going to have the first guy to the inside, and the safety is going to leverage the first break. All right. So we can see at the start of the play here, the safety, look at his hands. He's going stack, stack, stack. I think they're calling stack here. And he is communicating back. All right. So in my experience, and I think most people would agree with this, oftentimes the safeties are usually the generals of the defense, and some corners end up being lazy at the college and high school level. They'll let the safeties make all the calls, make all the checks, and if it's wrong, oh, well, it wasn't me, it was the safety, and they don't know as much about the defense. Not Jalyn Armour-Davis, man. He's communicating, he's talking. See how he did the hands too, saying it's stack? So they get the outbreaking route. That should be the corners. This linebacker should be sinking underneath the smash, all right? Smash ends up being wide open, but the ball gets tipped, okay? And then you'll see at the end of the play, if you look down here at Davis, this linebacker is talking to him, and he's communicating back to him, all right? So we'll see that, right? Corral sees it. He tries to fit that into the smash window. Jalyn Armour-Davis is like, we messed up on that play. And then look at the hands talking to the linebacker. Stack, 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 stack. All right. He is one of the smartest corners in the entire draft. No surprise. He went to Alabama. All right. So I'm not going to say who it is, but there is a corner in this draft that a lot of people get excited about. He's got really good numbers and all that stuff, but his technique is not great. Okay. And so I found on YouTube, he's got a YouTube channel and he's talking about coverages. He's talking about, press technique and all that stuff. And the dude has no clue as to what he's talking about. And it shows up on film, right? There's a lot of issues and a lot of mistakes that he makes in coverage. Shows that he doesn't have a really good understanding of concepts in coverage. I guarantee you, when he went into the room at the combine with those NFL GMs and coaches, they were like, yo, this guy needs a lot of work. He needs to learn some of the concepts because at the NFL level, what he's saying, it does not make any sense. Jalyn Armour-Davis, I watched some interviews with him. This dude, highly intelligent, understands the defense, understands all of the concepts that he is supposed to be doing. The dude is guaranteed the smartest corner in this draft. All right. So now we got him up here at the top of the screen. And so we've been praising him a little bit, but it's not all perfect, all right? So on this play here, right, we get this bracket. They throw the ball deep, and his one issue is his ball skills, all right? So he's panicking right here. Ball's in the air. I think he hits him a little bit early. The refs don't throw the flag, and it ends up being a dropped pass. It looks like he broke it up, but you'll be able to see from the tight, it hits the receiver right in the hands, right? You can see that right there. Ball hits him dead in the hands. He should have caught that ball. He needs to get a little bit better at judging the ball in the air, right? But the one thing with him is a lot of quarterbacks don't try him because it's not to Sauce Gardner's level, but there is not a lot of separation on tape with him, right? He does not give up a lot of separation. So now we got him down here at the bottom of the screen, and this is another issue that comes up with him. We talked about this with Tariq Woolen. You want to use your hands, right? We want to use our hands. We don't want to use our shoulders on these blocks, right? And we don't want to ever spin off of the block, right? We want to attack it with our hands, get that guy out wide. He's got nice long arms, right? That's not a very good job right there. That's not a good job of setting the edge, and that shows up pretty consistently on film that he's not great in that area. So we'll see it here, right? Gives this guy the shoulder. That's not a very good job. You want to squeeze him out. He gets on the perimeter and gets extra yards. Those little extra yards, we don't want to give those up, right? So see it again, right? See the communication. He's calling stack. He's using his hands to call stack. We got two stacked receivers here, right? But quarterback breaks the pocket. And look at this, right? Not very aggressive on this block here, and then gets his butt turned to the sideline. That's not good enough. Even if you don't make the play, you want to squeeze this guy down so that the pursuit can get there. He is not great on the stock blocks. That's the one area that I look at with him where I'm like, it's below average. Below average. Great open field tackler, but this is not going to cut it, right? Getting your butt turned to the sideline, showing the sideline your numbers, that's not very good. All right. So on this next play here, all right, play recognition. Love this. It looks like they are in cover 2 to me here. All right. He's a rolled up hard corner. And so he sees this immediately. He reads this route out immediately. And Matt Corral's release is so fast that he doesn't get an opportunity to intercept this ball. Most other quarterbacks, even some NFL quarterbacks, because I'm telling you, Matt Corral's got a quick release. I think this is probably a pick, but he gets the guy. It's third down, and they stop him from getting the first, right? It's really good play recognition. If he's a tick later on that, he's not going to make a play on this football, right? So I know we're not evaluating Corral, but look at this release time. Look at that. That thing is out there fast. So, but he gets there. Any later, this is probably a pick 6. They get this guy to the ground. All right. It's a good job right there. Okay. So now we got him at the bottom of the screen playing against Florida here. Okay. So this one, again, I don't love him in off coverage. And again, we got to evaluate the quarterbacks on this stuff. Quarterback is super late throwing this in breaking route, but it doesn't matter. He makes a play on the football. It's a really, really good job. All right. So we'll see it again from the tight, right? Quarterback's looking this way. He's looking back. He sees it, telegraphs it, gets an extra hitch, throws it. If they're going to make a mistake, we got to take advantage of it, all right? So now we got Davis right here, okay? And I like this rep because he breaks on the receiver. We always talk about breaking on the receiver first, not looking back at the ball. He breaks on the receiver, and then it gives him the ability to see through the receiver to the football. He can see that the ball is overthrown. Quarterback is under massive pressure. Picks it off, right? He said the ball skills aren't great. Well, hey, he's got a pick right there, right? So we'll see it again from the tight, right? Quarterback under massive pressure. Ball sails, tips and overthrows as DBs. That's as easy as apple pie for us, all right? So now he's up at the top of the screen here. What do we always talk about? Can you go across the field with the receivers? Well, Jalyn Armour-Davis with that 4.39 40-yard dash, yeah, he can do it, all right? So we'll see it again, right? Again, also, look at how he doesn't just open the gate too early, stays nice and square for a couple ticks, and then gets across the field with that receiver. That's really good technique. He is one of the most technically sound corners in this draft. I will debate that with anyone. All right, so now we got him right here at the top of the screen. Again, stock blocks. Don't turn your back to the sideline. Don't show the sideline your numbers. That's not good, right? That gives the receiver the ability and the ball carrier, the ball carrier, the ability to get outside, right? It's not good. We don't like that. We'll be able to see it from the tight here. He's really got to work on this stock block stuff, right? Held a little bit, but your technique is going to save you if you play it properly. All right, so this is the last one. I hate to end it on a bad one, but again, we're talking about things on the outside here, right? It's a little too aggressive, getting too far upfield, right? Gets behind it, spins off the block. That's not particularly good. That's not what we want to see here. We'll see it again from the tight. Runs past the play. Not very good, all right? But overall, I do think that he is the safest cornerback prospect, man. I mean, I know that, he's not going to be a first-round pick, I don't think. But I think that the NFL is a lot higher on this guy than most people are. And I watched an interview with him, like I said. To me, the entire video, it screamed New England Patriots. So I would not be surprised if the Patriots go with another position early in the draft in the first round and pick this guy up in the second. Because everything that he does, Nick Saban, Bill Belichick, that connection, how intelligent he is, all that stuff, definitely lines up that that's a guy that they probably have on their radar. But we'll see on draft night, see where he ends up going. I think that this guy is going to be a 10-plus year starter in the NFL. So that's it for this video. I'm probably not going to be making any videos anytime soon just because, my spring football, if you're watching this video, I'm already back at practice at this point. So I got to focus on that. I got to break down the film of my guys. But after the draft, like I said, I'm going to be doing my scheme fits, right? My spring football will be over. So who knows what teams guys are going to end up on. I'm going to break down the guys that I think ended up in perfect situations. So they might not be first round picks, might be lower round picks or whatever, but I think that they ended up in a good spot and you might be surprised at how well they play their rookie year. So that's it for this video. And as always, you know what it is. It's Coach Williams, Ball Hawks. We fly. I'm out. Peace.